Everyone's got a preference, but the question is your preference the best partner option for you? If you want to know, stick around. Hi, and welcome to my channel. I am Portia the Communicator, your trusted mental health life coach, and I help women get into the lifelong loving partnerships that they desire and deserve. I want to give a special shout out to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And if you are new, give this video a thumbs up. If there's anything that I say that resonates with you, share it with someone else who you know needs to hear it, and join the conversation in the comments. So to quickly dive in this video, we are going to be talking about what it means to be with your preference and what it may not mean. I want to first start off by saying what the purpose of a long-term partnership and or marriage is, because I think that's helpful as a starting place. Your purpose in a long-term partnership or marriage is to share life together, to become better people, to give and receive love. But when you're only focused on your preferences, meaning the superficial as in looks, money, status, fame, assets, culture, sex, etc., fill in the blank, you tend to overlook critical things and you exchange those for mere wants. And when you're only dating preferences on that level, it will often end in disaster, no happily ever after, because you'll overlook three major things. So let's talk about what those three things are. The first thing you'll overlook is their past record. How have they treated exes in the past? And specifically when it comes to being with a preference who already has children, you really need to ask yourself, how are they dealing with the children that they already have? If they're a deadbeat for the kids that they've had for 5 to 10 plus years, they're likely going to be that if they have a child with you. Just saying. If they haven't made things right between them and the mothers of their children, what makes you think that you'll be treated any differently? And I hate to talk negatively about really anyone on this channel, but I want to use this particular couple as a case study. If we look at Jeannie Mai and Jeezy, prime example, when you get with someone and you think that you're the exception, and then you find out later that you got the same man all those other women got, you realize that, oh, I wasn't the exception to the rule. I was the standard. So I'm here to say, just be mindful about your preferences and make sure that they don't have a rap sheet that would show that they have a propensity or a likelihood of treating you and any future children that you may have with them, if that's something you desire, in an illegitimate way. Outside of that, have they been faithful? Were they a cheating man before? Because if they were a cheating man then, and they've done no work on themselves, verifiable therapy and counseling since then, they are likely to still be the same person and same character with you. Let me tell you, you are not the difference in that situation. A man will always be the difference, or that person will always be the difference in their life, in their experience when it comes to sexual monogamy. Most of the time, it's an inside job, not an external job that is motivated by you. It is something that they decide to do within and for themselves first. And if they are not on that trajectory, and that's something that you desire in terms of having a monogamous, long-term committed relationship, your preference may not be the best partner for you in this situation. The second thing you'll overlook with your preference is their present actions. And that typically happens early on. So you're not paying attention to their lack of availability when it comes to you. You're not really paying as much attention to their lack of interest. You're not paying attention to really so much how they make you feel, just as long as they're around whenever they are. When you date your preference, there tends to be a higher tolerance for BS and an overlooking or a dismissing of bad behavior because you have the aesthetic you want, or you're with someone who has the bank account that you like. And you're essentially, in a low-key way, desperately taking what you can get. And in a lot of cases, when you are dating your preference, You end up, especially as a woman, operating more in your masculine because now you're pursuing them. You're showing up with all the energy in the fields. You're putting in work overtime just to be there, just to show them that you care. You're initiating dinners and bringing them gifts and doing all of this stuff to show them all the reasons why they need to stick around and be with you. You're trying to prove yourself and show yourself as this viable asset. So you find yourself oftentimes overcompensating, over-functioning for your preference, because here's the truth: you like them more than they like you. They are your preference, not the other way around. You prefer them. It's not a guarantee that they necessarily prefer you as much. And so when you have to essentially convince someone to be with you by doing all of the things that you do when you say, you will end up ultimately settling for less because they're not as equally in it as you. You'll settle for less of their time, less of their attention, less of their affection, less of their commitment, less of everything all around, which means that they probably aren't going to be the best partner option. The last thing, and I feel is probably the most important thing you'll overlook, is the inner work you need to do that's driving you to your preference in the first place. When you're primarily focused on the external, meaning what someone has, who they're connected to, or how they present in the physical, you will almost always end up feeling empty because you were never really focused on how you felt or how they made you feel from the beginning, like on a deep core level. Not just the frills of, ooh, I've got this super fine guy, I've got this super fine man, and he's in my space and I'm in his space and da 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 da. Outside of the chemical attraction, outside of the similarities that you may feel are there, you're not really understanding the deeper connection and compatibility and the safety and the vulnerability that is necessary for a long-term bond to truly be forged. Because the truth is, your preference scratches a deep insecurity of yours, but it never fixes it. Be it going after the rich guy because you have a fear of not having things. Maybe you grew up in poverty. Maybe you have a fear of being broke. Or maybe you don't feel like you're much of anything without things. So you're very externally driven, or you suffer with self-worth. It could be going for the super hot guy because you really don't feel hot within and of yourself when you look in the mirror. So you need someone else to come alongside and make you feel better about how you present in the world. You don't turn yourself on, so you need somebody else to turn you on. You deal with low self-esteem when you look in the mirror. And it could also work on the flip or reverse side. It could be choosing the financially unstable person because they won't leave you, because you've got a fear of abandonment, you've got abandonment issues, and these are the type of men who are likely to stay because they need you to survive. They need you to get on their feet. They need you more than they necessarily want you, and there's a difference. And in either case, when you are solely fixated on being with a superficial preference only, you will oftentimes attract opportunists, people who are looking for what they can get out of you. They'll string you along and bleed you dry for all that you've got to give, and then go on to something else or someone else. But the gag is, you are only getting what you put out. You are getting an echo of what you are emitting. Because honestly, you showed up from the beginning trying to extract from them to get what they had to make you feel better about yourself. And they know that. They know that. They automatically see you as someone who's looking to get from them whatever it is. And they in turn will use that as ammo to get what they can from you. So be it the guy who's a bum, who's laying on your couch, he knows he doesn't have to do anything. Whereas you're getting that need to fill the gaps in the loneliness and to put a Band-Aid on the abandonment issues in your life. So he doesn't really have to do anything because he's scratching an itch for you too. And so these are the main three things that I see a lot of people overlook when they are strictly focused on dating or hooking up with a preference. I want to know what you think. Does this ring true for you? Has this been your experience? Let me know in the comments, or let me know if you've had a completely opposite experience, if you've dated your preference and it's turned out amazing. I would love to hear those stories because I don't hear them a lot, so it would be great. Also, let me know what else you'd like me to discuss on this channel. I am always looking for content ideas, and what better way to get them directly from you because you're here watching. Now, if you're interested in finding out who would be the better partner option for you, and you're wanting to learn how to attract that type of energy or that type of person into your life, if you're wanting to come out of dissatisfying relationship experiences, I have a program that is titled Rewire for Love, and it's designed to take you from wherever you are and into where you envision for yourself when it comes to love and relationships in your life. Book a free consultation with me. The link for that is in my description box beneath this video, and let's discuss how to jumpstart your relationship transformation immediately. If anything I've said in this video has hit home for you, I ask that you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, share this with someone who you know needs to hear it, and again, drop in the comments and get in the conversation. Thanks for sticking with me if you're still watching up until this point, and that's all I have for this video. Until the next one, be blessed, take care, and bye for now.